You know that sinking feeling? Payday arrives, your account looks healthy for about 48 hours, then the bills hit, the night's out, the small purchases you don't even remember making. A week later, you're checking your balance and whispering, where did it all go? What if someone doubled your salary tomorrow? Be honest, would your life actually change? Or would you just upgrade your spending and end up in the exact same place, just with a slightly nicer couch? This is the psychology of the paycheck trap, and today's story about a supermarket attendant named Michael will either offend you or set you free. Stay until the end. The sentence that broke him will probably break something in you too. Michael was 24, not lazy. He woke up before sunrise, walked 40 minutes to work in a faded supermarket uniform, and spent all day on his feet. Shelves, boxes, aisles, sweat. By evening, his back ached and his shirt was soaked, and his salary? Barely enough to survive. He and his coworkers had a joke. We're not working for money anymore, we're just working for food. They laughed, but no one thought it was funny. His room was a tiny rental with a leaking roof and a mattress on the floor. Some nights he skipped dinner just to afford transport to work the next morning. But Michael had a ritual that made everything worse. The day his salary hit, he felt rich. His friends called. "Michael, we're going out, you only live once." Without thinking, he joined. Clubs, expensive drinks, food they couldn't afford, photos that lied about their lives. Sometimes he bought new shoes just so no one would think he was poor. For a few hours, he felt like someone that mattered. Then reality returned. Wallet empty, account empty, kitchen empty, counting days until the next paycheck. Again and again and again. One afternoon, walking home past a restaurant, the smell of roasted chicken stopped him cold. His stomach growled. He checked his pocket. Enough for bread, nothing more. He stood there watching people eat meals he couldn't afford, then quietly walked away. That night, staring at the ceiling, he whispered, "I work every single day. Why does my life never change?" The following month, same thing. Salary, clubs, shopping, empty wallet, waiting. His life had become a circle that never ended. Then came the moment that cracked him open. A Saturday evening, walking through his neighborhood at sunset. Kids playing, neighbors talking, then shouting. A landlord standing at a gate, face twisted with anger. A frightened tenant beside two small bags holding everything his family owned. "I've given you enough time. You work every day, so where is my rent? If you can't pay, get out, or go build your own house." The man's wife began crying. Their little daughter clutched her mother's dress. The tenant lowered his head. "I'll pay next month." The landlord shook his head. "You work, but you never plan. Leave." Michael stood frozen. Those words weren't meant for him, but they landed like a missile. You work, but you never plan. He looked at his worn shoes, his tiny rented room a few streets away. What if one day that's me? For the first time, Michael saw the truth. It wasn't his salary keeping him poor, it was what he did after receiving it. This is the midpoint. If you've ever felt like Michael, like you're running on a wheel that never stops, this is your moment. Hit like, subscribe, and in the comments type "I plan," because today you're taking back control. The next morning, instead of sleeping late, Michael walked into the town library. He'd never been inside before. One title stopped him: How to Build Wealth on a Small Income. He opened it. The first chapter didn't talk about getting rich overnight. It said this: a small salary is not your biggest problem. A lack of a plan is. Michael stared at that sentence for a long time. It described his entire life in one line. When payday came again, his friends called. "Michael, where are you?" He smiled. "I'm staying home tonight." They laughed. "What happened? Did someone make you old?" He laughed too, but quietly. "No, I just don't want my future to disappear in one weekend." That evening, he cooked his own dinner. Simple food, nothing glamorous. He wrote every expense in a small notebook: rent, food, transport, savings. For the first time, his salary had a purpose. Days became weeks. The changes were small. Some mornings he wanted to sleep in. Some evenings he almost bought expensive shoes just because everyone else had them. Then he remembered the family standing outside that rented house, holding their bags with nowhere to go. He put the shoes back and walked away. At work, nothing had changed. Same shelves, same boxes, same small salary. But something inside him had shifted completely. During lunch breaks, while others complained, Michael opened his notebook. Business ideas, savings goals, future plans. His coworkers laughed. "Michael, you think writing in that notebook will make you rich?" He smiled. "No, but it might stop me from staying poor." Every payday, he followed the same ritual. Rent first, needs only. Cook at home, save a small amount before spending anything. At first, the savings looked pathetic. Some months it was barely enough to fill an envelope. But he remembered another line from the book. Never laugh at small savings. One day, they become big opportunities. Months became a year. For the first time in his life, Michael reached the end of the month with money still left. He didn't become wealthy, he became something better, in control. His friends still lived the same loop: payday celebration, borrowing before the next check. They invited him out. "Come on, you've changed. You never have fun anymore." Michael looked at them gently. "I still have fun, but now I enjoy sleeping peacefully because tomorrow's bills are already paid." Years passed. Michael kept learning. Discipline books, personal finance, business, self-improvement. He worked hard at the supermarket during the day, then spent evenings studying. He started a tiny side business. Some months it made almost nothing. He didn't quit. He remembered what waiting for payday felt like. Never again. His savings became a deposit for a small piece of land. That land became his first rental house. The rent built another, then another, slowly, patiently. No borrowed money just to impress people. He still cooked at home. He still planned every paycheck. One afternoon, Michael walked past the same road where years earlier he'd watched a family get evicted. He stopped, looked at the houses, and quietly smiled. Not because he was famous or the richest man in town, because he no longer feared losing the roof over his head. Later, he finished building his own modest home. The day he received the keys, he stood in the empty living room and remembered everything: the hungry nights, the wasted paychecks, the hidden tears. He closed his eyes and whispered, "Thank you." His mother came to visit. She walked slowly through every room, touching the walls, then began to cry. Michael panicked. "Mom, what's wrong?" She smiled through her tears. "When you were young, I used to worry your salary would never give you a good life." She looked around once more. "I was wrong." They hugged. Neither spoke. Sometimes love doesn't need words. Years later, people in town no longer knew Michael as the supermarket attendant. They knew him as an honest businessman, a landlord who treated tenants with kindness, a man who understood struggle. When someone couldn't pay rent due to genuine hardship, he didn't shout. He still remembered the frightened family on the roadside. Here's what Michael's story teaches us. Many people believe a small salary is why they never build wealth. But the problem isn't the size of the paycheck, it's the absence of a plan. His salary didn't change first, his habits did. He stopped trying to look rich and started learning how to become financially secure. Wealth isn't built in one payday, it's built one decision at a time, one saved dollar, one good habit. You don't need to earn millions to change your future. You need to become faithful with what you already have. A salary can feed you for a month, but wisdom provides for a lifetime. So when your next paycheck arrives, what will it become? A disappeared weekend, or the first brick in a future you're building on purpose? If this story hit you, hit like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments what's one habit you're changing starting today. Your next paycheck could be the beginning of everything you've been hoping for. This is the way.